God made me fresh.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with GQ. I'm your host, Mr. GQ, and today we're going to be talking about something a little special. As always on this channel, as you know, we talk about all sorts of topics, and today is no exception. Now, before you click off, if you've already seen the title, I know you're thinking it's a little cliche, but I promise you it's not. This is something that you need to hear. So give me 2 more minutes of your time, and I promise you won't be disappointed. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. All right, so first things first. This is actually something I've been thinking about recently for myself. I don't know what it is about this month, or I guess the last quarter of the year. It's been kind of grueling for me in terms of work-life balance. My wife and I were actually having this conversation the other day, and we were just thinking about how we aren't spending as much time with each other as we want because of all the work activity and things like that have picked up. So I thought it'd be a great conversation to have with you guys to get your thoughts, and hopefully you can learn from this as well. So funny enough, I was going through my regular day. I ended up on Reddit, which I never go on. I always hear about Reddit, but I never actually go on Reddit. But I ended up on Reddit today, and I found a post that I thought would be interesting to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at this post. It says, I've been working 50 to 60 hours a week on average with contract work on top of a day job. Money's been amazing. I've jumped from $65,000 a year to $118,000 overnight. However, that means that I work every day after work and often on weekends to get my work done. At best, I work 30 hours a week. At worst, I can put in over 70 hours in a billable week. Late nights, like today, have me wondering how many of you guys do the same to get ahead. I feel like this is not sustainable long term, but this is a lot of money at 25, and I think it could help me leverage to fire away quicker. However, it sucks seeing all my peers going out 3 to 4 times a week while I work away. I do manage to sneak out twice a week when I'm giving up on the productivity for the day. How many of you guys are also grinding away quietly just so you can meet your financial goals earlier? All right, so this post resonated a lot with me because this has been my grind for a long time. And I actually just want to share a quick story with you guys so that you understand where I'm coming from. This was about 10 years ago. I was working for a telemarketing company. And long story short, you get part-time hours only. So back then, minimum wage was probably around maybe $9 to $10. And let's just put it this way. After every 2 weeks, I was making about $400, okay? Now, I was grinding because I was saving up for a car. Meanwhile, my friends were going out, having fun, doing all the things that they want to do while I'm picking up extra shifts and doing all these jobs that I didn't necessarily want to do, but I needed the money. And I remember this was around Black Friday. We went downtown. We went to Louis stores and Nike stores, Adidas stores, and all these high-end like brands that are like exclusive to certain markets and stuff like that. We went there, we tried on all these different things, and my friends, they were buying stuff, and they'd be like, oh, what do you think of this? Oh, my bad, I forgot. You can't afford it, right? You saving up for a car. And they just kept going back and forth. And I'm not salty. It didn't bother me at all. It's what we do, right? It's what boys do. But I remember it was a bit of a struggle because you did want to do some things as well. You did want to have some fun. You did want to see the fruits of your labor. You did want to spend some of your money. But when you have a goal and you're driven towards something, sometimes it's like it's all or nothing. And I'm saying this to say to the guy, if you ever watch this, his name is, what was his name? His name was Personal Finance Canada. Okay, great. So that's the group. Long story short, and I was grinding like no tomorrow, and they were doing all this stuff and, always saying all these things. And long story short, I'll never forget when I finally got my car and I drove by them and they were standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus. And it was in that moment I realized that, yes, it was a lot of sacrifice, at least at the time because I was very young, but it was worth it. And I'm saying this to the guy right now who's grinding, who feels like, man, I'm giving up peers and all that stuff. That is the grind, my guy. I don't know if you'll ever watch this, whoever posted this from that group, but that's the grind. It sucks in the moment when you're giving up all these things and you're delaying gratification to reach these goals. But when it's all said and done, it is so totally worth it. If you make the right moves and you do things properly, you'll be more than happy. Now, there is a caveat to this situation, and I want to tell you guys what this caveat is, but somebody actually posted a comment on the same thread that I think explains it better than I could. So let's go ahead and take a look at that comment as well. So when you scroll down, the person's name, male or female, I'm not sure. The Redditor's name is CompUt6438. Okay? This is his post. He said, I had no work-life balance and I worked to build a book of business morning, noon, and night. I sacrificed my family, friends, and myself to climb the ladder. My mother unexpectedly passed away at the age of 58 and my life passed with it. This hit me where it hurt. And all of a sudden, those previous goals didn't matter anymore. I instantly didn't care about the job, clients, or money. Sadly, it took a tragedy to teach me what matters in life, and the old cliche sticks. You don't know what you have until it's gone. That's the caveat, guys. The grind is worth it. The success is worth it. All that stuff is worth it. But while you're grinding and you're pursuing this goal, you got to stop to appreciate the things that matter in life. There are some things you just cannot replace with money. And that's one of them. It's one of the things that helps me to slow down when I'm in a rut. My wife and I have this conversation all the time because all we do is grind. Okay, we both work from home and still sometimes we don't see each other. A lot of times we don't see each other for the whole day. There are many nights where she goes to bed without seeing my face because we're grinding. But sometimes we come together and say, okay, that's enough. And we get some alone time for us to do us because we're not going to be around forever. You know, this body is not eternal. It's flesh. It withers away. Our spirits, our souls are, but our flesh goes. Long story short, things like this don't last forever. And as much as you're pursuing these things, take some time to appreciate the God-given gifts in your life, like the people around you. You don't want to go through what Comput. He's putting this out there and being vulnerable, he or she, because of the fact that it took this for him to realize, or her to realize, that it's not worth it. So to the original poster, or what they call the OP, take some time to appreciate the things that matter to you, man. The grind is great. If you make the right moves, you'll be happier than you are now. But if you don't have anyone to enjoy it with you, it all means nothing. There's a clip on the internet with Steve Harvey talking about how much he misses his parents. If I find it, I'll insert it. And he basically talks about how he's made all the money he can make. He's bought everything he could for them, and he still wishes they were there. Money can't replace people.
I used to send my daddy $5,000 a week. You know, when I first got on TV, I was making $55,000 a week, so I sent my mom and them $5,000 a week. When I got into Kings of Comedy, my father was still living. I showed my daddy one time how much money I made. He said, boy, it take me 4 years to make this kind of money. So I was able to give them something with my life. I always wanted God to just lift me up so before my mom and them left this world, I could give them something. I bought them everything, man, houses, cars, furniture. I bought them everything I could think of. I tried. And you know what's crazy, man? I'm 62 years old. I still want them to be proud of me. I'm still hoping that they in heaven watching me and they see me turn into somebody. That's all I ever wanted.
I'm sharing this with you guys because recently, the last couple years have been activity, like business activity has picked up so much that I constantly find myself in a state of like, holy, I need to find some me time. And I don't know if you guys are going through the same thing, but if you're going through a grind, if you're a season, you're grinding, you're hustling, it hasn't been easy, you're making all these sacrifices no one understands, understand that it's worth it, but also pay attention to those people. I'm not talking about the naysayers who are trying to slow you down. I'm talking about the people who generally care for your health and your well-being. Pay attention to them. Because as Comput put it, they mean nothing when they're gone. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.